She's lost.
Lost her husband.
Lost her way.
Found the darker way.
The road that leads into the funnel.
Lost hero.
Found the wrestler from the stars.
Eater of dimensions.
The blind piper.
Hello everyone and welcome to another video by CENTIPEDEGEEK. Today I'm going to talk about the TNT original television series with the name of Monday Mornings. I'm going to discuss my thoughts and opinions upon episode 6 titled Communion. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and get to it, shall we? So we have, I guess you could say, sort of 3 and 4 main things in this episode, so I'm going to do my best to kind of, go through the details and tell you, the gist or the basics of what happens in episode 6 titled Communion for Monday Mornings. So anyways, pretty much one of these main things is that, Keong Sim's character, I forget the actual guy's name, but the actor, Keong Sim, a patient comes in with, he plays the violin, he's a musician. Keong Sim is also a musician, we learn in this episode. And this patient comes in, and he plays the violin, like I said, and he can't seem to remember, or not remember, but he has perfect pitch, he says, and he can't seem to tell which chords are which. So he believes that something in his head might be wrong. So they do some MRI scans and some CAT scans and this sort of thing, and they end up finding out that he has the start of a brain tumor in his head. Now, it's not like a huge one, but it's going to turn into one soon, so they end up, later on in the episode, performing a procedure on him to get this brain tumor out. Another main thing in this episode is we learned that Ving Rhames, we didn't know this until 6 episodes in, Ving Rhames actually has a son, and in this episode his son is a patient, and his son ends up getting stabbed in a cooking class because I think the son insulted a food that he made or something like that, and the guy ended up stabbing him because he did that. And this episode is sort of about because Ving Rhames and his son don't have a very close relationship, and throughout this episode, they end up getting closer and that sort of thing. And then another key element in this episode was, I forget the actor's name, but he's another great actor in this episode, is two patients come, or I guess you could say two patients. Two patients come in. They're both sisters, and pretty much what happens is one of them needs a kidney transplant, and the sister says, hey, I'll give you my kidney. So the one sister is going to give her other sister the kidney. So like I said, cut the kidney out, take the bad one out, and put that kidney back in the girl with the bad kidney. Well, what ends up happening during the procedure is that the girl dies during the process. And what the other girl wants to do as sort of a funeral ritual sort of thing is she wants to keep her kidney because it's the only thing she has left of her sister, and she wants to eat her kidney because that was the funeral ritual, and that was also a main element in this episode. Let me try to think of some other things. Another also main thing was, of course, as always, towards the last, I guess you could say, 15 or 20 minutes of the episode, they had another, Monday morning session where Alfred Molina talks and they all come in, and he sort of analyzed all their work. He analyzed Ving Rhames, and the reason he analyzed Ving Rhames is because Ving Rhames was trying to be in the same room whenever he wanted to operate on his son, and the girl said, you shouldn't operate on him, your emotions are going to interfere with the operation, and he didn't like that. So that's why Ving Rhames is analyzed, because, his operation is going to interfere, with the operation, and something could have went wrong, though they did escort him out of the room, so nothing ended up happening. His son ended up being okay. Let's see, who also got analyzed? The guy who, the main guy actually wanted to help the sister eat her kidney because there was a whole controversy in the episode about, it being barbaric, cannibalism, that sort of thing. But the main thing was that the hospital said that that the hospital was the owner of the kidney because, they were the ones who took it out. So they said, you are not the owner of the kidney, we are. So this whole controversy was started, and the doctor that did the procedure, said, hey, I'm going to help you fight this battle. I'm going to be open-minded. I'm going to help you be able to do what you want to do, which is eat your kidney, because that's the only thing you have left of your sister, as a sort of funeral ritual. Anyways, those were the just basic elements of tonight's episode of TNT's original television series by the name of Monday Mornings for episode 6, titled Communion. Overall, I really enjoyed this episode. This is one of the best episodes so far, and if you watch some of my other episodic reviews, you'll notice I say that a lot, and that is because I'm becoming, I guess you could say, addicted to the television series I'm watching, especially Monday Mornings. It's just great stuff. Ving Rhames and his son, they steal almost every scene in this episode. Every time, because, like I said earlier, it's pretty much about Ving Rhames bonding with his son. This episode is almost a character study of Ving Rhames. They were just great. At the end of the episode, it would have been cool if you actually would have got them to see them walk, but it wasn't a big deal. Anyways, by the end of the episode, he decides to take a walk with his son out in town so they can get closer and bond, because their relationship's not the best. You don't get to see them do this, but they talk about doing it, and that was really cool, just knowing that they're getting closer. There's also another great scene. It's at the very end of the episode where Kyung Sim asks the shaggy, I forget the guy's name, but the shaggy-haired guy, the guy that was having hallucinations in the second episode because of the girl that died during a surgery because of the procedure he did. Anyways, he asked him for help. So this guy, that shaggy hair guy, doing the surgery, and Kyung Sim's character is playing the violin, and he keeps asking the musician, hey, what chord is this? He plays the chord, and the musician will say F. And then he'll nod his head, and he'll play another chord, and the musician will say C. And I love that whole, interaction between those two actors, both Kyung Sim and the musician and the shaggy-haired guy. We're both all great actors, and just good stuff. I mean, watching this episode makes me wish that somehow, some way, I could watch the entire series right now online. And if it was online, I would know, and I definitely would right now, because it's just really good stuff. Kyung Sim was great in this episode. Like I said, also, Ving Rhames was also great. Alfred Molina in this episode was sort of a mean guy. I mean, he had his reasons, he had his point, but he has sympathy, but he wants Chelsea General Hospital to be the best hospital it can be, and he wants his neurosurgeons to be the best neurosurgeons that they can be also. But he was just, I guess you could say, kind of a mean, harsh guy, because and Ving Rhames, you really felt sympathy. At least I did. I really felt sympathy for Ving Rhames' character, but by the end of the episode, Ving Rhames and Alfred Molina were okay, but they kind of, I guess you could say, they kind of duked it out. And by duked it out, I mean, they kind of, fought and argued for a good chunk during the whole, Monday morning session. Also, was another great scene was when I forget her name, but the brown-haired girl, the one that's dating that guy, or I guess they're sort of dating, whatever's going on with them. But the brown-haired girl has this sort of session where she starts to defend the sister that wants to eat her kidney. And she starts to defend her and says, hey, in other countries, they use feces as a medicine, and in Scotland they do this, and France they do this. And she starts to use all these other countries and saying, that America, pretty much the reason of what she's saying is, the point of what she's saying is that the United States of America does not know everything. She says they're like the 27th of the nation of whatever. She pretty much says, the United States does not know everything, so we need to respect this girl's rights, be open-minded, and if she wants to let her to eat her kidney, then as Alfred Molina said in the episode, bon appetit, let her eat the kidney, right? Anyways, overall, a great episode, full of great drama, great acting, great dialogue, all makes up for a great episode. Anyways, next week's episode comes on March 18th of 2013. It's episode 7, titled One Fine Day. Only 4 episodes left in Monday mornings. Like I said, it has not been confirmed for a second season yet. I don't know if they're planning more seasons. Maybe they're only planning 1 season. Maybe they're planning more. I have no idea. But I'll make sure to let you guys know if any Monday mornings news about seasons picks up in the near future. Anyways, Like I said, it comes on every Monday night, 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock for everyone else. Anyways, once again, thanks for watching another episode review of episode of 6 titled Communion for the TNT original television series by the name of Monday Mornings. Once again, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to my page below, and I'll see you guys later for more videos by Centipede Geek.